to the program.
Thank you so much for having me, Ehis.
The mic is far away from you, so you must project.
Thank you so much for having me, Ehis.
Okay, I also have with me in the studio already seated Musa Bala. He is a farmer and political analyst and a very, very long-standing partner of the program. Musa Bala.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ehis. Good evening, listeners and viewers all over the world.
We also have standing by Yusuf Goje. He'll be connecting to us via the Yusuf Goje. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Ehis.
Yes, but you
a reduction in price that from the original price of an item or commodity or services that you ought to have paid, then somebody will pay part of it for you. That is called subsidy. By the time that you are supposed to pay, for example, transport fee from Barnawa to Kawo at 100 naira, then government may say, okay, instead of you paying 100 naira, pay 70 naira or pay 60 naira, government will pay the remaining 40 naira for you. So at the end of the day, the driver or the company of the transportation company will now calculate the number of passengers they pick in a day. Let's say they pick or they are able to transport 350 passengers.
Yeah.
They will be 40 naira times 340.
Yeah.
So that they will give to the driver, while the driver on the other side has already collected 60 naira. So subsidy on fuel is exactly as I mentioned. If you are supposed to pay for a petroleum product or a 1 liter at the rate of, assuming 200 naira, then the government say pay 120, while we pay the 80 naira for you. So this has been a issue from Gowon period. He is the one that introduced subsidy after the famous Goje award that we had in Nigeria. People, the then Commissioner of Finance, or they call it Commissioner, that is Awolowo, Chief Awolowo now suggested that, okay, since we have done so good to civil servants, what can we do to other people that are not earning salary? A suggestion was made that, okay, since almost everybody was buying fuel, let us subsidize the fuel for the people of Nigeria. That is the starting point of subsidy in Nigeria, and it keeps recurring until now. The Nigerians, as you know, so many people, because corruption can take so many faces. If at the end of the day, the subsidy supposed to be paid is for 200 people, people will now multiply that 200 people to like 800 people. Yeah. So instead of government be paying for 200 people that use petrol in a day, they will end up paying for 800 people, which means the 600 people that now government pay are actually not used. Or somebody will corner, some people will corner the money and put it into their pocket. Since it is a source of milking the country, then many people are keying in, and you know it will take a lot of issue whereby we have reached to a point whereby we were importing the fuel, no longer producing it in Nigeria. So the importation, since the people are used to this subsidy, and you cannot suddenly, you know, cut it off from them. Government have no option than to continue sensitizing the people. While the gap in the corruption level keep rising also. The free or non-consumed fuel quantity will still be announced, to the extent that it has reached a point whereby vessels or ships that are importing this fuel into Nigeria are being, you know, returned as full, not knowing that there was nothing on it. Then they will register it and they have to pay for it. I had somebody who have an experience with the depot, the NNPC depot, where a truck would come. If the truck now registered that, okay, they're going to deliver the petroleum product to a particular filling station, on getting out, instead of them to go to the filling station, they will not turn and you remove the number plate, they will put another number plate for the same truck, then you register it again, up to 3 or 5 times. So it has become a total scam whereby we reach a point in Nigeria that the amount of money government paid for subsidy is almost equal to the amount of same money that government share among the federal government, that 6 states of the federation and 774 local government, which means that the earning of the country is being shared between the 99% population of the country and the less than 1% of those people who claim to have been collecting subsidy. So it has reached a point whereby it's no longer sustainable. And various governments have attempted for long to ensure that they remove the subsidy. But you know, Nigerian politicians, they can play any type of policies with it. They keep misleading the people, they keep misinforming the people, telling them that they are going to be in hardship and so on, so on, and so on. Not until when President Muhammadu Buhari have signed the Petrol Industrial Act bill into law, which now open way for in it, and at the same time there was no subsidy provision in it. He actually removed the subsidy since last year, but he realized that, okay, if implemented at that very time, there were a lot of, you know, plan to resist that decision at that time. So he now suspended and paid for 6 months, and the budget of current budget of Nigeria, the subsidy payment is not included, mostly from the beginning of June up to the end of the year. So President Ahmed Bala Tinubu, when he made the announcement on the 29th of May, a day to even 1st June, that okay, he made promise that during his time he will not respect it. So as soon as he made the promise, Nigerians with their attitude, they quickly shut down their filling station and created the scarcity regime. As soon as that is done, the only option left for NNPC is to ensure that, okay, they've now given the price tag for everybody, then the filling station open up and they've started selling. I can tell you, Mr. Ehis, yesterday, I went to a popular filling station within Independence Way to buy fuel yesterday. And I saw 3 trucks of 33,000 waiting. There was no place to upload the fuel. Back in Lagos, I was told that all the farm tanks were filled with fuel. So, and at the same time, there are vessels that arrive, there's no place to lift. So this shows that the free number of quantity that was being paid is no longer feasible. And at the same time, because of the height of the price, many Nigerians are not using it. And we can see the reaction from neighboring country that we've claimed that most of this fuel has been taken to them and they too get affected. So that's the definition of and explanation of petroleum subsidy in Nigeria.
All right. Danjuma Abbas, let's also get your angle to it.
Okay, well, I want to really